Hey everybody, hope you're doing well. Micah Mitchell here with Infusionsoft videos again, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to put a checkbox onto your order form and make that checkbox required. It was a little bit difficult. So a couple questions might pop in your mind. One, why not just use the terms and conditions? So here you have the ability to check a box on the order form setup that is going to make your order form ask the person to enter their terms and conditions, or sorry, enter their initials to agree that they have read the terms and conditions, right? So that's going to look something like this. I've checked it, and you don't have control of this verbiage for one thing. So you have, I have read and understand the terms of this agreement, which is pretty good. But again, you don't have control of the verbiage, and then you don't really have control of the area, like if you wanted to link the word terms. Another thing is, or another reason you'd want a checkbox just besides terms and conditions, is to do something like this. This is another Infusionsoft order form if you look down here. But at the very top I put a checkbox, and this little, outline box with the person saying yes, they want something positive is proven to increase conversion. So you can use it this way as well. The end result you're going to get, though, is you're going to have a checkbox somewhere on the page, and you can control everything around it. It's all open HTML, so before it, above it, below it, to the right of it, whatever it is that you want to do there, so that you can, in most cases, say, I've read and agreed to the terms and conditions, and then, have a link or do whatever it is you're going to do. So that is what most people will use this for. Another thing that might come to mind is why not just use a custom field? So let's say you had a custom field in Infusionsoft that was the checkbox. You could, of course, make it required. The problem with the custom field is, again, you don't really control the positioning. So I added this custom field IP number just to illustrate this point. Infusionsoft automatically is going to put that field here under the contact information. So it doesn't really do me a lot of good if I want to present this in a way where the customer is going to definitely see it and check it and not have any problems with this thing. All right, so let's go into the code of how we are making this happen. It's one little script or one little block of code, and you can get it underneath this video that you're watching now. But basically, there's a snippet start, there is a snippet end, and in between all that, we've put some code. So I'm going to go through this line by line so that at least you understand it. Even if you're not a coder, you don't really need to be. This generally only takes a little bit of find and replace. So let me run through this. First of all, what we're doing is we are hiding the original order button. So when I say display none, I'm hiding the original order button. Now, why would I want to hide the original order button? In order to get this thing to work, we need to have our JavaScript run underneath the order button. And if you look at an Infusionsoft form, even though they're giving you control of the footer, if you view the page source here, it's not really the footer of the form. So let me shrink this down and show you what I mean. Okay, there we go. This is my Infusionsoft order form source code. And if I drop to the very bottom and I find where my snippet ended, or in other words, the last thing that I put into the footer of the order form settings, you can see that Infusionsoft goes ahead and continues on with its own code. So you're not really in control of the bottom of the page when they say footer. And the really big deal about that when trying to create this checkbox is that this used to be, well, here's the initials, this used to be the order button right there. So we hid this order button so that we, in our code, can insert our own order button. So we're creating our own order button and putting it there simply so that we can run our JavaScript just below that thing. That's the purpose of this first hide, and like I said, we're going to go through all of this, so don't become overwhelmed if you don't know code. I just want to let you know what each piece is doing so that if you need help, you can get it. So again, we're hiding the first order button, or the original order button. On the second order button, we're just applying a little bit of style to it. So you don't really need to do this. This doesn't have anything to do with the integration, but I'm giving it, width, height, padding, all this stuff. And then I'm even giving it a background image, and that's how I was able to get my order button to look like this. It's just a big image. One thing to note, if you do use this, is that my image here was unsecure. So I was looking at a HTTP URL, which means it's not secure. And to get around that, Infusionsoft will let you use a link like this. You can see this is my Infusionsoft app, techportal.infusionsoft.com. If you do this through your application, you can actually call any image you want and it'll call it securely. So that's kind of nice to have. Anyways, if we continue on down a little bit, this is the text that the person is going to see. And it's just, I've read and agreed to the terms and conditions, and then this is a regular HTML link. So like I said, you can rearrange this however you want. I could put the link to the terms and conditions after or even under the checkbox, whatever I want to do. After the checkbox, so this is the checkbox itself right there, and like I said, you can move it around the page if you want. The main important thing is that this script is at the very bottom of the footer area here in Infusionsoft. After the checkbox, like I said, this is my order button, and you can see the order button has this little bit of JavaScript in it as well, which helps with this script. Now, in the JavaScript, this is the JavaScript here. In the JavaScript, you can see this is the message that I was giving the person. So if I demonstrate this real quick, the box is not checked. When I hit order, it's going to pop up, and it's going to say, you can't order until ... and I'll show you why that's there. But please indicate you've read our terms and conditions by clicking the box, right? So now if they do check the box and now they hit order, it's going to run the regular Infusionsoft stuff. So let me go back here and explain this. So this is the text I'm putting in my order button. Now you'll see something funky here. This symbol right here, it's not the backslash that you find with the question mark. It's a forward slash, which is the one up by the enter key. And the reason that's important is I am canceling out this single quote. So JavaScript normally is saying show everything between this quote and this quote, those two single quotes. Of course, the apostrophe in the word can't is also a single quote and would break this. So if I remove this forward slash, you can see through the highlighting that this is now the red part, the part will be shown, and the rest is lost. And so that's the reason that that's there, and I just wanted to leave it in there so that you could have an example of what that looks like. In case you need to use a single quote in there, that's what you can use. Or you can just avoid using words like that altogether and just use full words. The same goes for other symbols. Don't put plus signs and anything else that's a little bit funky inside this JavaScript alert box. Keep it clean, and you should be fine. One last point I want to make if you use this is when you're editing things within Infusionsoft, don't click on this edit button. Let me back up just one step. On my order form, at the bottom of an order form setup, there's a checkbox. So your order form might look like this. There's a checkbox here that says, let me design a header and footer for this form. So checking that expands down here. And then what I don't want you to do is click this edit button. Because we're putting advanced code in this box, if you were to use the HTML editor that Infusionsoft provides, it might clean up some of that code. And it's a good thing Infusionsoft puts it there for a reason, but it's not compatible with advanced coding. So a lot of this stuff would be broken if you were to open it in the edit mode ever. So only use source when you're editing this. That's all for today. I hope this helps you guys. Just let me know if you have any questions, or please give me some feedback, positive or negative, in the comments below.